just watched the intro. Pretty excited about it. I've been delaying this one for a week. I'm really looking forward to this. And one of the big inspiration points was that the Unreal Engine 5 is currently early access, but the demo, like the reveals, they have like two. One where they're like showing off climbing and with rocks and like the lighting, and the other one with reflections and this giant robot laser shooting a laser thingy. So I've watched the intro, I've set up everything, we're ready to begin. We're going to do this one in Unreal Engine 5, if in case you haven't noticed, and of course by the end hopefully you will know if you can do it yourself. But I can promise you one thing: if I can do it, you can do it. And since I always have grand ambitions to make my own video games, hopefully this guy will give me the first step. I always wanted to make my own games. I always wanted to create those amazing virtual worlds myself. Now in order to do that, I need some video game development knowledge. I need to have some experience. I need some knowledge on how to do that. So I've set everything up, followed the intro, and now we can get started into learning the basics. And this means basically learning how to use the program, hotkeys, basic functionality, yada yada yada. I don't really have any development skills at all. I don't really have anything to show. I never made like a mini game or something. I've done nothing of the sort. So that's one of the reasons that I want to do this tutorial, is to see what I can do. And if what's shown to be like this is what we're gonna make, if that's the real deal, then I'm incredibly excited, because one of the reasons Unreal Engine is so revolutionary, I don't know if it's gonna be revolutionary, but it removes a lot of technical limitations, and if you remove that, that means that you open up a lot of creative freedoms. If I succeed, or at least follow the course, then that would mean that I made the first big step in achieving that mountainous goal that is making my own video game. So I'm gonna get back to studying. And thus the first thing that we have to do is of course make sure that every preparation is in order, that we can get started. The man in question, Unreal Sensei, promises us that we have a fully developed game level design ready and waiting, ready to be explored by the end of his tutorial, despite prior knowledge. So that is a claim that I really love. Whenever we embark to learn a new skill, the first thing that we have to do is get the basics in order to know the tools that we are using and how to use them. And so naturally the first thing we are going to do is cover the basics. Don't know how to move something, we're not gonna get far. Fancy stuff will come later, and hopefully this video serves as a little bit of a review of what you can expect if you follow Unreal Sensei. Diving into 5 hours straight ahead is only something an idiot like me would do, so this might give you a little bit of a sneak peek if you want to learn it for yourself. I can promise you this, however: Unreal Sensei is the real deal. He's an amazing teacher. I definitely was somebody that had absolutely nothing prior of experience other than some basic graphic design, and obviously as a YouTuber I do video editing, so that one came in mind for understanding certain concepts. Other than that, I was a complete and utter failure. I was a complete noob at this new programming thing. We all know how bad sitting behind a computer for too long can be, and I am definitely a offender of that. So moving is very important, and I try to stand up and just shake around a little bit, only to basically undo all the good work that I just did and make it a little bit worse on top of it. And to sound like an old man, please do take care of your body. My instructor in this case is going a little bit too fast sometimes, even for me, but everything's going good, everything's going fine. And I must say, like, I see the opening of possibilities that it allows for, because despite me being trashed, like, I see where this is going, and I see what I can do already without basically knowing anything at all. I'll get myself some juices in, like a little bit stereotypical. I really love playing into stereotypes sometimes. Yeah, I'm getting further and further. Let's go. Cheers. One of the biggest dreams that I always had was to create my own video games. I have some absolutely fantastic ideas. I've made a bunch of design docs, and for those of you who don't know what design docs are, they are basically a summary of what the game will look like, what it will have, what it will be. Very short, but so that everybody gets the idea. A game like Doom, that would be fast-paced, gunplay, shooter, demons, shit ton of demons. Like, we want to see demons everywhere. We want to see blood, we want to see gore, we want to rip their arms off. Camping is not allowed. There's going to be a little bit of story mode on how the demons came to be and the planet. We also want to have a puzzle segment, so to spice up the action a little bit. So once in a while there's going to be different puzzles. Doom guy is going to have a marine suit. There are going to be different types of demons. There are going to be big demons, small demons, ranged demons, melee demons. I am simplifying it a little bit, of course. That's the design doc. I'm very fortunate to be one of those people that always has way more ideas than that they are willing to execute them. I don't know if I ever will make my own games, and most of them are probably gonna be years, maybe even decades away, as I will be incapable of making them alone. Alright, so that's blueprints out of the way. Blueprints is basically the coding part of the Unreal Engine, whereby you don't have to do any coding at all. Well, at least not like typing and stuff, which is the ones I hate. I do not have the patience for it, and it doesn't feel that intuitive. I just need the visual coding application, whereby you just drag and drop things and connect things, and the backend code does all it for itself. Does it all itself. I am so grateful that people are willing to sit through coding and spend hours finding the exact place where they misplaced a number, so that a tool like this is a possibility and a reality for people like me who can't be bothered to fucking code. All jokes aside, I definitely was extremely impressed by the demo that Unreal Engine put out with their nanite and lumen technologies. I think that's what they're called. And we live in an age where I, on my PC, I mean my PC is decent but not the best, can recreate everything that they made in the demo by myself, should I have the skills. And my computer can still run it, not perfectly, but very adequately. Both Unreal Engine 5 is free and the tutorial is free, so now I had a real taste of what being a game developer would be like, and it is all thanks to free resources. I could do this from the comfort of my own home. Basic toolsets of the tutorial completed, it was now time to actually create something, the fun part about any creative endeavor. We're compiling and there is an error with the Unreal program. One of the lovely things about software development and computers in general is those tiny little bugs that you know nothing about and that you can absolutely do nothing against, but just wait and hopefully try to fix it. I had some issue importing files, and that was bothering me because I needed those files in order to follow the tutorial properly. Eventually I managed to find it out, and then we could start working on creating the village. Said village is what the tutorial promised me to be, and the tutorial question definitely delivered. However, I was too lazy to finish it up. At this point I definitely had seen enough, and I was getting a little bit distracted. Love myself. I love myself! Yeah, okay, let's not talk about it. At this point you have to keep in mind it was about 3 in the morning. I didn't want to pull an all-nighter. And I must say I'm pretty excited about the result. Of course I can't expect to have something godlike, something perfect, something really good about it. Because the truth is, games are the medium with like the most amount of skills required to make them work, at least in the bigger picture. But that being said, for a 5-hour tutorial, for free by the way, on YouTube, I'll definitely link it below, and me basically having no experience other than a few bits of graphics design and video editing and all that kind of stuff, I must say I'm quite happy with the result over here. I mean, you can obviously see that I'm a complete noob at it. one house on this side, which is, you know, perfectly, you know, decorated a little bit. It even has like a magic lamp, because, you know, normally it's like an oil lamp, but couldn't find how to change that. So now there's a witch living with like magic, what's it called, like those little butterfly thingies, you know, a firefly with like pure white, all special and stuff. It was also a fun experience, you know, learning to debug again. But as you can see here, with the copy and pasting, basically I have like copies and copies of the same item on the same place, because you know, in order to save time, it's an exact copy of this house. Probably should have like flipped it around so like this side was visible to make it a little bit more enticing. It's not passable for a real game, but as a gameplay demo and me learning the craft, it's definitely worth it. Or you can even jump over this wall. Yeah, okay, I messed up. 2 hours past bedtime at this point, but hey, we're making some content. We're making our own first little game. I'm glad I'm getting my feet wet into making my own games. For me, it's way more fun than for you. You it's just a shitty world. To me, this is my first shitty world, and that's what makes it special. Well, I'll probably hire people to do this for me. So that was that. Yeah, I'm extremely excited about it. I want to thank the Unreal Sensei for the free content and the free course. I didn't really follow some parts of the tutorial as much, but other than that, I would say it was a little bit fast, but we got somewhere. That's the most important thing that we have learned, except for using the Unreal Engine a little bit. We have learned something and we have made a huge step forward. The first real step into hopefully making my own games. So yeah, if I can do this in a day, I'm interested in what you can do in a year.